Hey, good morning, everyone. This is the Run DFS First Look Prizepicks show, where we'll go over our favorite props that are currently available on the board and try to provide some early leans on our overall favorite player targets. Definitely leave your comments below on your favorite early looks in case we miss some of them, and we'll be sure to reply. We have a huge slate today, which tends to be more fruitful for prop hunting, so there's a lot of potential, and as always, we have some narratives for you. At the end of the video, I'll share our favorite target, but let's get hunting. First off, the 76ers at Cavs game holds some potential prop nuggets for us, and only has a 4-point spread. It's Embiid's birthday, and he has played only once on his birthday, and he went off that game for 60 fantasy points. Also, he recently dropped 76 fantasy points on the Cavs, so I definitely think his 30.5 point prop is in play. We don't have his fantasy point prop yet, but that is something else to consider if it's around 56 or less. In addition, James Harden still holds a 40% assist rate since joining the 76ers. So his 9.5 assists is in play as well, and you could pair this with Embiid's point prop if you want to garner positive correlation. Lastly in this game, Garland's 8.5 assist prop is another key target, as Garland retains a whopping 45% assist rate since All-Star break. I feel like 8.5 is just too low in this key Eastern Conference matchup in Cleveland. The Cavs are only 3 games back from the 76ers for that top 3 seed. Now the next game to target is the Hawks at Hornets, which has a 237 implied total and 2 defenses that we have loved to target all season long. Trae Young is on a heater, and I don't see why this train stops here in this matchup against one of the worst defenses and fastest teams in the league. His 3-point prop is in play because the Hornets give up the most 3-point made to point guards over the last 30 games. In the last 3 games versus the Hornets this season, Trae had 8, 4, and 2 3-point made. He's averaging around 3 3-point made and about 8 3-point attempts on the season. So he's shooting around 38% from 3, but maybe more 3-point attempts come about in this fast-paced environment. When he scores over 30 points, he usually has around 3 3-point made, so something to consider if you're thinking about his 28.5 point prop. But if we're worried about his 3-point shooting percentage, we could definitely get on his PRA, so we want to incorporate his assist potential too. He's averaging around 41.3 PRA in the season, so the prop is only slightly above that. On the other side, we want to target Trae Rozier, who has been the most consistent offensive threat for the Hornets as of late. The Hawks give up the 2nd most points and the 3rd most steals to shooting guards, so his 22.5 point prop or his 1.5 block steal prop are in play. But if you want to include both of these stats, then his fantasy point prop would make sense. He's been around 38 fantasy points lately, so it's in play if it stays under 40 fantasy points. The other current props that we are interested in involve the Bulls at the Jazz. Donovan Mitchell has a 33% assist rate since All-Star break, so his 5.5 assist prop is definitely in play. In addition, we can get on his 3-point made prop as well, since he's taking 10 plus threes with Bojan being out. In the last game with Bojan being out, he took 17 threes. On the other side, DeRozan has a 24% assist rate since All-Star break, and his assist prop is down to 4.5. It's usually around 5.5. He's cleared this recently, even with Caruso being back in the mix. Now the game with the highest implied total so far in the slate is the Bucks at the Kings, with a 240 implied point total. The only problem with this game is the blowout potential. However, these 2 teams give up the most threes, so definitely look out for some 3-point made props on both sides. Currently, we don't have any 3-point props for the team yet, but we could definitely get on Giannis's props, especially his fantasy point props, which is always in play, especially in this matchup. And Fox has been very effective offensively, so we could go with his 25.5 point prop as well if we think the Kings can keep this game close. But we are more interested in his 12.5 point first half prop because he's playing over 20 minutes in the first half lately, so this really avoids blowout potential and still takes advantage of his offensive threat. Other targets that we are on that aren't currently available include Kevin Durant's assists props. He has a 30% assist rate with Kyrie out. The prop was recently 6.5, so that's in play if it stays around there or is less than 7. Also, his point or fantasy point prop is in play, as he has a 40% usage rate with Kyrie out. You know, with Kyrie being out, he could definitely thrive in this environment. And Luka should also be considered, especially his fantasy point, because this should be a battle between KD and Luka. We just saw Tatum go off against the Nets recently, so I expect the same type of game environment. And then for some more narrative, you have Spencer Dinwiddie returning back to Brooklyn, so we have to wait and see if they put any of his props up. Sometimes they do, but he is a bench player, so it might not be available. Another prop we're interested, or player target we're interested in, is LeBron James points or PRA. Especially in this fast-paced matchup, he should continue to excel, but there is blowout risk as the Timberwolves are one of the best offenses, so the Lakers really have to keep up, which is always a concern. One key target that we're going to look out for is D'Lo's assist prop. If Pat Bev is out, and D'Angelo Russell's assist prop becomes one of our key targets, especially if it stays below 8. He's has almost a 40% assist rate when Pat Bev does not play. And we can always get on Cat fantasy point props if Reed and Vanderbilt are out again. He should get extended run. McDaniels is already out after suffering that significant ankle injury.
Hey guys, it's Danny. I'm just here to let you guys know about the free Discord that we did launch. The link for it is in the description down below. Jump in there, share your screenshots, talk about your favorite props on Prizepicks, and share your DFS lines, and we'll all talk about it.
So to wrap things up, currently our favorite prop on the board is probably Garland's 8.5 assists. Like I said, he has a really high 45% assist rate, which is even higher than the league leaders Harden and DeJounte since the All-Star break. But be sure to leave comments below on what you guys think of these early looks, and if there's any other favorite targets that you guys have that we might have missed. We're always interested in what you guys think and your input. And we'll be sure to respond to each of your comments. And as always, please hit the like button. It really helps us. And subscribe if you're not part of the team yet. We really want to create a cohesive team in order to attack these props together. And catch our stream later today at 2 p.m. Eastern. We'll go over this in more detail and really hash out our favorite props. Have a great day, everyone, and best of luck.